Dear Professor and faculty member, my name is Sukma.meganova Effendi. I'm a doctoral student in Rajamangala University of Technology, Tanyapuri. I want to present my homework in programming using C# language about AI bubble shot and display with TextBox. This is the outcome of this homework. A program that can do a sorting process using bubble sort algorithm for some data and visualize it using graphical user interface using a text box in Visual Studio in C# language. There are two pictures in this slide. In the left side, this is for the random data that's shown in the 8 text box, and then after I click the random button, then will be shown like in the right picture. This is the sorting data. We can see here in the 8 text box, the sorting data will be shown in this text box. And then after the sorting is done, there is a message box that the comment is sorting done. I'm sorry, this is not insertion, this is the bubble shot. So what is the bubble shot that used in this homework? The bubble sort is a sorting algorithm that compares two adjacent elements and swaps them until they are intended order. Just like the movement of air bubbles in the water that rise up to the surface, each element of the array moves to the end in each iteration. Therefore, it is called a bubble sort. This is the pseudocode and the algorithm of bubble sort. It is the pseudocode of bubble sort, and this is the step from the pseudocode. The first step is check if the first element in the input array is greater than the next element in the array. And then for the second step, if it is greater, swap the two elements, otherwise move the pointer forward in the array. And then for the third step, repeat the step 2 until we reach the end of the array. And then for the step 4, check if the elements are sorted. If not, repeat the same process from step 1 until step 3, from the last element of the array to the first. And then the last step, fifth step, the final output achieved is the sorted array. There are two visualizations that I will show in this slide. In the left side, this is the visualization using the number. We can see the process is compare two element to element and then swap if the left is smaller or the right is greater, then swap if the left is already smaller than in the right, and then no need to swap until the last element. And then for the next iteration, the process is same, compare to element, compare to element. If need to swap and then swap, if no need to swap, just this place right before and so on. And then the right side, this is the visualization using the bar chart. We can see the process is from the first compare to the next element until the last element, and then for the next iteration compare again from start the first to the next and so on until the data is sorted. I will show once again. Compare the two element until the last element. The next iteration, the process is same, compare the two elements, compare again two elements, and the next two elements until the data is sorted. And then for the next slide, this is the software that used in this homework, only using Visual Studio for making a program in C# language. And this is the form designer that I made, just the simple like this picture, only two only two categories using for all Windows form and component. In the all Windows form, we can took the text box. There are 8 text box in here. This is for show random and also the sorted data. And then the second, this is the bottom random. This is for show the random data. And this is the number 3 button sort. This is for sorting the random data, and this will be shown in ascending configuration sorted data. And for the categories component, I only take the icon timer like in this number 4. This is for setting the sorting process inside the program. And then this is the working of bubble sort in ascending configuration. For the step 0, this is the first iteration for compare and swap. The first starting from the first index, compare the first and the second element. If the first element is greater than the second element, and then they are swapped. But in this example, the second element is greater than the first element, so no need to swap. Now compare the second and the third element. If the third element is greater than second element, then this is need to swap. And then swap process or compare and swap process is continue, goes on until the last element, like this one. The third with the fourth. The third is bigger than the fourth, and then need to swap. And then after that, the fourth with the fifth. The fourth is bigger than the fifth element, then need to swap. And then after that, the second is remaining iteration. The same process goes on for the remaining iteration. After each iteration, the largest element among the unsorted elements is placed at the end. So first with the second compare. If in the second is already greater, no need to swap. The second with the third compare again. This is already in order, and then for the third with the fourth, the third is bigger than the fourth, then they need to swap. And then for the fourth and the fifth, this is no need to swap. And then in each iteration, the comparison takes place up to the last unsorted element. This is just like the same process like before. And then the array is sorted when all the unsorted elements are placed at their correct position. And the result is shown like this. This is the minus 9 in the first element, minus 2 in the second element, 0 in the third element, 11 in the fourth element, and 45 in the fifth element. This is the sorted data. And then I will show the code and the experimental. This is the form designer that I made in the Visual Studio, like I explained before. And this is the program. This is the namespace that used in this program. And this is for the class and the variable that used in this program. And only three variable data for array to store number to be sorted, and then temp underscore data variable. This is for temporary variable for swapping. These two variable using data type double, and then I variable I with default 0. This is for controls the sorting iteration, and the data type is using integer. And then this is for initialize the component that used in the form designer. And this is for the function random button. This is for this part is for clears all the data array in the text box. And then for this part, this is for fields data with 8 random numbers. The value is between 1 and until 9, and then display the numbers in the 8 text box. And then this is for sorting button function. This is for enable the delay timer, and also for the delay in 1 second. And then for starting the sorting process in the delay timer function. This is activated from the sorting button, and this delay timer tick is the bubble sort algorithm for sorting data. And we can see here there is a message box. After the sorting process is done, there is a message box with the message is sorting done. Then I will show the simulation. Just click the icon start. And then the GUI will show like this. There is a text box, and click the random button. Then show the random data like this one, and then just click the button sort to sorting the data. The process, don't forget the process is compare from two elements from the first until the last element, and then the next iteration is same, compare again from the first two element until the last element. And this is already done, so there is a message box with the message is sorting done. Just click OK, and then start again with the random button. Just click, this is the random data, and then click sort button, then the data will be sorted. Then if the process is done, then just show the message box, click OK, and then stop the process using this stop icon. That's all my homework about AI bubble shot and display in the text box. Thank you for watching.